So, hello everyone. I am Sophia K.A. Lim from Group 6. The topic that is assigned to me are the characteristics of a lone wolf person. So, a lone wolf person is an independent person. Dili nila gusto kana mga naay motabang sila ha, gusto nila sila lang isa. Hate kayo nila ang mga by group na mga activities. So, lone wolf knows their self very well. One of the clearest signs you have a lone wolf personality is that you are highly self-aware. You are aware of your shortcomings, your strengths, and your potential. So, para makabalo daw ka kung lone wolf personality ka, kung self-aware ka or kung kabalo ka sa imong mga strengths, sa imong mga weakness, sa imong mga pagkukulang, sa imong mga mali, mo daw na kung lone wolf kung na kay lone wolf personality rather. Next, lone wolf is a self-motivated person. When this highly motivated person has a goal or project, he or she will work for it alone and doesn't stop until it's successfully done. So, nung isa ka lone wolf na person, kay self-motivated person. So, ginamotivate nila ilang self, dili nila kailangan laing tao na na-motivate sila. Kung naa sila buhaton, i-try jud nila ilang best na mabuhat to successfully. Next is creative and original thinker. A person who does work, who solve circumstances and resolve issues the most creative and innovative way in both personal and professional life. So, mga lone wolf na mga person kay creative and original thinker, masiunsa pa na mga problem kay kaya nila lusutan para ma-solve to. So, next is prefer quality friends rather than quantity. Murag makarelate man siguro tatanan na mas okay na mas gamay kay mas tunay or katong daghan pero puro mga plastic. So ingani daw ang mga lone wolf na mga person na sila ingani na batasan, mas gusto nila na gamay lang kaysa daghan. Kay syempre diba introvert sila, independent, mas gusto nila na gamay lang ang tao. So, next, small talks are very annoying. So, sa mga lone wolf na mga person, di sila og gusto ng mga mubo na mga storya or kanang mapansin nila na dili ka interesado sa inyong mga ginaistoryahan. Ang gusto nila makita na kanang nagapaminaw ka, na interesado ka sa inyong mga ginaistoryahan. And that's all. Thank you for listening.
So, I will continue the discussion of Miss Sophia, the characteristic of profile of a lone wolf person. So, let's start. They know what they want in a relationship. They know who they want to have a romantic relationship and know very well in how to have a perfect relationship. Next is they are direct to others. When they are happy with your companionship, they say it so, but if not, they it no to you. They recharge when they're alone. Lone wolf are introverts who gets back their energy when they're alone and thinks better ideas and decisions when they're alone. They do not tolerate betrayal. When you cross their line or threaten them poorly, lone wolf will make a clear boundaries to you. Lastly, they fight for what is right. Lone wolf person is also hard to read when they are threatened against their perspective. Surely, you'll get the trouble you will never want.
Good evening everyone. My topic is anarchism is a political philosophy and movement that is typical of authority and reject all voluntary conserved forms of hierarchy. So, anarchism is about anti-Christ. Hindi sila, ang ibang tao hindi naniniwala sa sa Panginoon o sa sinasamba nila, sapagkat refers nila yung mga tao na group para i-reject nila ang mga tao na nagbo-voluntary sa hierarchy, mga antichrist. Conservatism is a type of political belief that support emphasize on tradition and relies on the individual to maintain society. So a person who is averse to change and hold tradition values. So kayang mag-averse to change or innovation ang mga tao nag-holding din sila sa traditional, sa values, sa pagpaniniwala nila, belief sa kanilang tradition to maintain the society. Next is the right wing. Is characterized by emphasis on notions such as authority, hierarchy, order, duty, tradition, reaction, and nationalism. So, example of right wing is proper moral or choice something, or for example of right is honesty. Yan yung example sa right wing. Next, nationalism is an ideology that emphasizes loyalty, devotion, or allegiance to a nation or non-state. Hold that such obligation outweigh other individual or group interests. So, nationalism is yung isang tao na malakas na kinakalala sa kanilang sariling bansa at masiglang sumusuporta sa mga interes nito, lalo na sa pagbubukod o pinsala sa mga interes ng ibang mga bansa. So meaning, para siyang loyalty sa bansa niya, hindi niya gusto siya gusto na baba siya sa ibang grupo. Yun lang.
Good day everyone. My name is Anthony J.G. Liparto from CRI 322 Code 333. My topic is ideology, special interest. First is religion. Religious terrorism is a type of religious violence where terrorism is used as a tactic to achieve religious goals or which are influenced by religious belief or identity. That example that Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Jemaah Islamiyah are the group who are involved in religion terrorism. Next is environment. It is also called as eco-terrorism. Destruction or the threat of destruction of the environment by states, group, or individuals in order to intimidate or to coerce government or civilians. Next is anti-abortion. According to the National Abortion Federation, there have been 37 murders or attempted murders due to anti-abortion violence. And from 1977 to 2014, there were also 429 death threats, 662 bomb threats, and 663 threats of bioterrorism, 323 bombings, arson attacks for attempted bombings or arson against abortion clinics, 1,507 acts of clinic vandalism, 554 acts of stalking, nearly 17,000 hate mails and calls, and 801 clinic blockades with more than 33,000 arrests. Next is, and the last one is political. The causes of motivating terrorism in political are independence of separatist movements. Next is irredentist movements and adoption of particular political philosophies such as socialism, anarchism, fascism through a coup or as an ideology of an independence or separatist movement. Example of the terrorist group is Irish Republican Army, CPP-NPA, US Patriot Movement. And that's all in my report.
Motivation and group classification. So, what causes a rational thinking human being to terrorize society? Assuming that the terrorists think rationally and most of them possess a high degree of rationality. We must look at the terrorist motives if we are to understand them, to think like them, and ultimately to stop them. Minority nationalistic group. Groups fighting the majority of the community where the support base will depend on the sympathy of ethnic, religion, or linguistic minorities at odds with the majority community. So, it refers to a category of people who experience relative disadvantage as compared to members of a dominant social group. So minority group membership is typically based on differences in observable characteristics or practices. It is important to recognize that an individual may simultaneously hold membership in multiple minority groups. Likewise, individuals may also be part of a minority group in regard to some characteristics, but part of a dominant group in regards to others. Marxist revolutionary group. The terrorist movement is characterized by its position of a coherent Marxist ideology and of a long-term strategy for bringing about a socialistic revolution. So, Marxists believe proletarian revolutions can and will likely happen in all capitalist countries related to the concept of world revolution. It aims to invoke the authority of Marxist tradition either to prepare and launch violent revolution or seizure of power when social and economic conditions are ripe, or to allay fears that socialist groups whose increasing strength has brought them to the threshold of power by the use of political democratic processes will abandon them for direct action. Next is anarchist group. True anarchists are difficult to find since true anarchy brings lawlessness and disorder, which is not a natural state in which the human race exists. So anarchist means without rulers or without authority. It stands for the absence of domination, hierarchy, and power over others. So ang example ani kay ang The Million Mask March sa London. This event was indeed organized by a number of anarchist groups, and there were limited outbreaks of violence. Pathological group. Problematic individuals who are grouped together for some terrorist activities for emotional satisfaction. So motivation normally has more to do with personal inadequacy, hatred of family, or specifically white middle class guilt feeling than with acquired ideology. That's all. Thank you.